Without further ado, let's put our hands together to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Sriniwas.
When I was about 17 years old, I had a responsibility. I was a member of a church and I was given a responsibility to help somebody else. Now, I'm not doing a religious talk here, just to let you know that. And I was supposed to help this person who is about 10 years older than me because of some reasons. And the thought came in my mind was, I'm 17, he's about 25 or 30 years old, more than 10 years older than me. Can I really help him? So I asked my leader, what can I do? What should I read or what should I do to help him? And he said, just be with him. I said, okay, that's easy. So what I did was, I met him, took a chair with him, and we just sat. We talked about life, we talked about football, we talked about cricket, we talked about different things, we talked about differences. He loves football, I love cricket, I hate football, he hates cricket. We talked about all those things. You know, he loves Hindi movies, I was learning to watch English movies. We watched all these things. All we did was, we talked. And there was times where he needed me just to sit and talk. And in those few months, I realized that without me doing anything, I became one of his best friends among hundreds of people in the community. All I did was, I just told him, and I kept my promise that when you need me, I'll be there. And he knew that. At times, I cannot talk to him about marriages, single life, how to find a girl. I cannot teach him. I was still in school. But I can sit with him and just listen to him. And maybe here and there ask some funny questions. Over the time, in about a year and a half later, he changed to do better things in life. The reason I was asked to be his friend because he came from a gangster background and he moved to New Delhi because he was being hunted by the police all over his state. I didn't know that when I was told that. It took months for him to really express that he came from that background and he wanted to change and be a better person. In about 2 years, he was totally a changed person. All I learned from that leadership, it started when I was 17 and across my teens, was be with people. And let me be a little bit political here now. What happened 2 weeks ago was nothing but one person decided, I'm gonna be with you. I don't have age, I don't have long life, I don't have energy, I may not have a lot of things, but I will stand with you. And this person stood when there were wars, or I would say that so-called social wars happening in KL town, and he stood with people there who were wearing yellow clothes, right? Call it verse 8. All he did was he just stood with them, shook some hands, and he said, I'll be with you. And I feel that is what I love in being leadership, being with people. When I was looking at all those things in Toastmasters, it talks about a lot of other types of leadership, of pace setting in other things. And when I realized that I am not a coaching person, I am not a pace setting guy, I'm not the guy who will say authoritative, let's win the war. Not me. I cannot do that. But there is one thing I can do, would be sit with somebody, become that one person's friend, and inspire that person. And I believe the track also is one of the leadership innovative. And I realized that this world needs like that. We need less people who are commanding and telling and manipulating people to do or tell them what to do. We need leaders who can create a culture where leaders don't tell ideas. They create an environment where people come with crazy things and they think it's okay. Where people come with weird table topics And we say it's okay. Which was literally not a topic, but it's a topic. Where people come with crazy ideas and say, let's try this. And we say, okay. We create that environment. And for that, I believe it requires to be a little bit innovative. And that's I realized. Now there is a drawback in this kind of leadership. The biggest drawback is that you seem to be weak. Because in this, you are not the authoritative person who's making the decisions, taking charge and getting this done. In this, at times, you're willing to lose. In this leadership, at times, you're willing to take a step back and say, it's okay. We will try out something which may or may not work. And if it fails, as a leader, I take responsibility. In this, it's not about the results. It's about team. Because in this, end of the day, you may or may not achieve your target, but the team becomes stronger. Now, I had a privilege of testing out this leadership in Toastmasters itself about 2 years ago. And that time, Kenko was the area director in Division Council. We were not the most experienced people. And I remember council at 10 people, 9 people or 8 people were more experienced than me. And they looked at me, so what can we do? All I asked them, what do you think we should do? And we discussed, we brainstormed, and ideas came through. All I did was I created the atmosphere for those ideas to grow or sprung up. And it led to great things. My biggest weakness is punctuality when I started in Toastmasters. At times, Eddie knows he still is. However, when Division C had a club officer training, which had a lot of issues before we started the meeting, we started on time, we finished before time. And I remember one of the division director walking up and saying that this is the most organized, well done, professionally and on time done. I was like, wow, that's definitely not me. Because those 3 words don't talk about me. But they do talk about the team. And I feel that's what's innovative leadership all about. Creating the atmosphere and the environment to let people grow. Because if we try to do something, it has limits. But when people have the environment, it's zero limits. Back to you.